G'day, my name's Graham. I would like to put a suggestion about the underground cities and places around the world, especially in Turkey, where there are also reported to be tunnels what run for a long way underground, as there are in Peru. We are reported, I haven't seen these myself, but I have to take it that it's an honest report by those who are saying there are very long tunnels what run for miles underground on planet Earth. And we have to say, why is that so? Why? There has to be a logical reason why people would live underground. Now, if we also make the suggestion and connect it with the aliens, the great aliens, they've got large eyes. Maybe the aliens that came here, or part of the aliens that came here, I mean, we don't know how many came here, if they did come here. Maybe some of them came from a place where it wasn't so bright as it is on planet Earth, and maybe they were sort of nocturnal. So, and it makes, and they could not stand the brightness of our day, so they lived underground in the daytime, and maybe they came out at night time. And it sounds an absurd suggestion, but if you look at the evidence that there are so many of these massive underground places, that are in China, they're in India, they're everywhere, and they're so done so amazingly beautifully. I mean, it's so brilliant. It's difficult to work out how they did remove all of that rock. Where is the rock? Where is it all? They didn't. How did they get it from deep in there out a bucket at a time? Yes, they could have quite possibly have done over many years. They certainly wouldn't have done it in a rush, noticing a comet. We all suddenly dug in holes, because that's a massive mining operation with fantastic bit of surveying to relocate your rooms and all that. So this idea that they did it to avoid a meteorite or comet actually needs to be taken with a pinch of salt. Everyone's rushing, including Graham Hancock, which I deeply respect, love his books, but nonetheless I think in this case he may be mistaken, and everyone's jumped on the bandwagon of a comet hit the Earth, and that is only speculation in itself, because the Earth may have erupted in a massive effect, but it got out of kilter because of all the ice in the north, etc., and all that caused a massive explosion in the mid-Atlantic, and that would have set massive amount of magma all over the planet, which would have come down and obliterated, similar to what a comet, a broken up comet, would have done. But that doesn't take, that's a separate matter to why people would all build so many underground cities, which take an enormous amount of effort and labour and time to actually create and plan. Just the planning alone. The planning alone in a city what should hold many hundreds of people. Well, it's some sort of fancy bit of planning in itself, a highly intelligent thing to do, and to organise that. So if we consider aliens, that they didn't come from Earth, they come from somewhere else, and we consider that the light, say it's further away from the sun, their sun, or is it Nibiru, what they say, well, it's obviously darker there than it is here. And if that's the case, I don't know what Nibiru, that seems a bit of a myth to me, but if aliens did come here, or the grey aliens did come here, they still are reported to be here, and there are still reports of, whether it's true or not, cities underground now, or places underground where the aliens live. We've all seen those reports on YouTube. Whether they're true or not, I cannot say, because I haven't witnessed it. If we take them as truth, then we may suggest that maybe they've never left, and maybe just moved around for various reasons, and that's who built these underground cities all over the place, from Peru to Turkey to China, and maybe other places we do not know, with the long underground passages, suggest they needed to transport themselves from location to location underground because they could not go out in our light. And it's the large eyes. If the grey aliens have got these large eyes, like it's said they have, it's reported that they have, that would, well, creatures that have large eyes are nocturnal. So therefore we may have to assume grey aliens have to be nocturnal, or assume a nocturnal existence on planet Earth, and maybe they still do, because you don't hear of any abductions by these people in the daytime. Only seems to happen at night time. So if you look at it logically, just as another species within the panoply of all the species in the universe that may exist, we have to suggest that they're all different, on different planets have different evolutionary outcomes, as we do on Earth, niche outcomes if you like. And so you've got these people, aliens, possibly built these underground cities because they had to be nocturnal on planet Earth. And that's a simple way of looking. That simplifies why they were built. It also qualifies there may be aliens with large eyes here, and they may still be here, and that logically says to anyone who understands the life on Earth that nocturnal animals have larger eyes, like owls, whatever, cats, whatever can see in the dark. Well, but not that cats have a problem being in the daytime either, but the point is that these aliens could not live in the bright daylight of the sun, and so therefore they came here and excavated cities underground and made roads underground to get to each other's towns and cities. And that sort of makes more sense than anything else I can think of, and it certainly wasn't to hide from a comet, because you don't really have much time to hide. If a comet's coming at 70,000 miles an hour, well, you're not going to get much time to say, well, it's arriving. And it doesn't give you time to dig out a whole city, does it? Anyway, my name's Graham, just throwing in my tuppence worth in to say that maybe aliens built the underground cities because they couldn't live in the bright sunlight of planet Earth. Thank you.